Okay guys, so we've moved across to Dreamweaver now. This is Dreamweaver CS5. And we're just going to start off by telling the document that we're going to be using CSS. So we're just going to type in style type equals text slash CSS. If you're not familiar with CSS, I recommend getting a book called The Missing Manual by David McFarlane. It's a very, very good book. I'll just show you it quickly on Amazon so you know what it looks like. It's a very, very in-depth book for beginners and people who are very familiar with CSS. I highly recommend it. It's by David Sawyer McFarlane. This one here. Definitely get a copy of it. Okay, so we're going to just do a quick little trick here, which is resetting the CSS. This just makes our code clean and makes it work on a variety of browsers. Stops any problems. Not all browsers they all act slightly differently with CSS, but read more about CSS if you want to know more about it. Okay, so I'm just going to type up a bit of short, simple HTML. Because we're going to create a navbar, we're going to create an unordered list. Some of you might shoot me down for the way I code here, but yeah, feel free to leave comments. You just get into habits, and my habits sadly aren't the best. Okay, so we've got 3 list items there. We're going to call the first one home, the second one is going to be about, and the third will be contact, to line up with our buttons that we've created in Photoshop earlier. I like Dreamweaver, even though I don't use it for any of the WYSIWYG features. I like it because you can get a live view, even though this isn't always 100%. It gives you a good idea if you've made a mistake somewhere. Okay, so we want to make these links because they're going to be buttons. So I'm going to link these to non-existent pages. Home. We'll do the same here with about. These pages aren't going to exist. Okay. Just very quickly, I've just opened up a new site here. I'm not going to tell you how to do it, but I've just created an images folder inside the this website's main folder, an images folder, and I've just put our buttons file inside that folder. It just shortens the code down as we type it. I only have to type images, then I don't have to write a whole long root directory to get the file. Okay, so the next thing I want to do, because I want CSS to style this area, I'm going to give all of these a class. So our unordered list we're going to call navbar. Our first list item we're going to call home, class equals home. Our second one we're going to call class equals about. And then our third list item we're going to call contact. Keep it nice and simple. Okay, so let's start styling our navbar. Again, some of you might pick me up on my techniques, but whatever. Okay, so first we're just going to position this one absolutely. The width of our navbar, if you remember, was 450 pixels. Oh, not picas, that'll be huge. And the height of each button was 50 pixels. Okay, because we want this navbar to show horizontally, we're just going to change the display to inline block, and that will also make the whole area clickable as a link. You'll see shortly when we start putting the images in. Okay, so now we want to style our buttons, and it's quite easy to, because all our buttons are the same size. We can just group them all together in this little bit of code here. So home, about, comma, and contact. Open bracket, close. I've put the little A in because we want to style the link. We want to style this whole link area. So now we're going to make these 3 links a certain size. So we'll position these ones relatively. I've spelled something wrong there. Excuse me, I've forgotten how to spell. It is 10 past 3 in the morning. I won't tell you why I'm doing this at 10 past 3 in the morning, but okay. And each button was 150 pixels wide, and the height again was 50 pixels. Okay, we're going to float these left. You see now that these are pretty much blocked. These are starting to block up into the sizes. We want to float these to the left, and these will just lay them out next to each other. There's something gone wrong there. What's gone wrong? I've not put the dots on there. Sorry, excuse me. There we go. So now all these are the size of our button images, 150 by 50 pixels. Okay, so we're finished in there. Next now, we're going to style each link separately, and we're going to put the images in that we've created. So first we're going to go to .home a : link to style the link, and we're going to add a background. The background is going to come from a URL, which in our case is images/buttons.png, and to keep the code clean we're going to do it all in one row. No dash repeat 0 0 semicolon. I actually like to put the PX on the end of the zeros. You don't have to, but because I want to speed this up a little bit, if we click here, I want to speed this up a little bit. I'm going to copy and paste all 3, and then just type the different classes. So about and contact. And now if we preview this, we'll save it. Save it into our, we'll save it as the index, don't have to. Save it into our folder, into our file. And here you can see the background now, although they're all the same, is the background image of the home button. So now we just need to change these background positions. And if you remember, they were all 150 pixels wide. Now with Sprites, if I open up our image file, sorry, a bit unprepared here. Oh, we've gone to fireworks now. Let's give this a second to load. I think with this video editing software in the background, it tends to slow everything down. Okay, so with our current settings of 0 pixels and 0 pixels on our preview, we can see it's just showing this home button here. So 0 pixels and 0 pixels is showing this section here with the 150 pixel width. So it's stopping here on this white line. To get the rest of these images here, we have to use minus. Now, I don't know why. There is a reason. I think Sprites start in this top left-hand corner and then work their way across using a minus format, or to go from this side to this side you have to use minus. So I'm not sure why, but whatever. So in here, because it's 150 pixels wide, we're going to go minus 150, and then into this one, because it's double the width again, it's minus 300 pixels. And if we preview it, we should see now that we've got all our backgrounds for our link images. Okay, so now we're going to copy all of that, paste it in again, and we're going to change this to hover. So that's telling us now, that's the CSS is telling the browser that this is our hover status. So the hover is 50 pixels down on this image. If we remember, this is 50 pixels. So now we want CSS to point to this area of the image. So we're going to change this second one here to 50 pixels. This first number here is our vertical x-axis, and this is our horizontal y-axis. I've got that completely wrong. This is our vertical y-axis, and this is our... oh Christ, which way is it? X is across, which is horizontal, so this is our horizontal axis. Yeah, we're selecting across the image here, and this is our y-axis, our horizontal, which is selecting down, our vertical, which is selecting down. Sorry about that, I might cut that all out. Okay, so we've selected 50 pixels down. It actually needs to be minus. And then if we preview, we can now hover over, and it's selecting the second row of buttons as we hover over. Okay, so now let's do our active again. Copy that one, paste it in, and change these now to active. Just saves us to type it all out again. Active, and now we want to select it another 50 pixels down. So we're going to change this one to minus 100, minus 100, minus 100. And if we preview it, we've got our hover state, and then when we click, you can see our active state. The page doesn't exist, but you get the idea. But we've still got this text left here. This is a neat little trick. If we go back up to our this one here, this grouped area where we've styled these 3 items in one style setting, and we just create a new line. We type in text dash indent colon, and we just put minus 9999 px semicolon, and then when we click here, the text is gone. Nice and clean. There we go. Very simple. Okay, so that's it. That's how to create buttons using Sprites and Dreamweaver, CSS and Photoshop CS5. Feel free to message me if I've not made any sense at any point in this video, or for any more information, and hopefully over the next couple of weeks I'll get some more tutorials up. I haven't decided what I'm going to do yet, but I know this was handy for me once upon a time when I was learning, and it's a great way to speed up your website loading times, because let's remember that all of these images and link states all come from one image file, which is this that we created earlier, and the server will only ever have to load that once, and it just cuts down the loading time dramatically. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and remember, if you want to get information on how to get any free Apple gear, get yourself a new free MacBook Pro, head over to www.free-apple.com to find out all the information. Thanks very much.